a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hey, Tampa Bay. How's it going? Alex Lima here, filling in for Brandon Rhymes, your consumer quarterback. You know what we do here on the show? We try to introduce you and educate you to the best Bay Area experts available. And today we have a stellar lineup, per the usual. We have Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, in the building. I love talking to this guy. He's a good friend of mine, and Thomas is just a good dude, and he always comes to educate you guys and give you guys good information, so it's going to be a good show. And then we have Sean Febre of Febre Frameworks, another good buddy. Let's see how that goes when he comes in the studio, see what he has for us. So as you know, before we get started, we like to introduce some of the properties available to you from Brandon Rhymes and Lindsay Rhymes from the Platinum MVP team over at Keller Williams. Got some beautiful properties here in the Bay Area. If you're looking to move, sell, or maybe get an extra home here, why not? Come hang out with us. We love it. We have 82124 B Street North, Unit 124. This is in Pinellas Park. That's 82124 B Street North. It's Unit 124 in Pinellas Park. It says, welcome to your slice of paradise in this coveted Golden Gate 55 and up community. It's got fresh paint, new HVAC system within the past 2 years, nice replacement on the windows. They were just put in a couple years ago. There's a shed that features laundry facilities and direct access to the main living space, new patio, and it's going to be sold fully furnished. That's a nice little spot right there in Pinellas Park, 55 and up. If you're looking to visit and live in the Bay where you can play and swim, play. What's the big thing right now? Pickleball. Everybody likes pickleball. Well, I'm sure they do it in Pinellas Park. So that's 82124 B Street North, Unit 124 in Pinellas Park. Another wonderful property available to you from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams is 5121 40th Avenue North in St. Pete. We're still hanging in Pinellas County here. This one is awesome. I really like this one. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 2,062 square feet. Got to throw that 62 in there. The lot is sitting on just about a 1/4 acre that's surrounded by beautiful oak trees, spacious living room and kitchen, primary bedrooms located upstairs. It's got an enclosed back patio, so none of the bugs will mess with you, right? It's perfect for al fresco dining. When's the last time you ate al fresco, Thomas?
Not recently.
Been a while.
I'm just still thinking about pickleball.
There you go. Pickleball and al fresco available to you in Pinellas County. Yep. So beautiful home in 5121 40th Street Avenue North in St. Pete. And you can see all the properties available to you from Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Thomas King in studio. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I know Brandon's always crushing it in the real estate market. I always see his listings and everything, and then they're gone. So that must mean he's doing something right out there, him and his team.
It's nonstop. I mean, he's been in the business now for over 10, 11 years.
Right.
He has to be doing something right.
Right. And that's a great occupation to be in.
People are always going to need real estate.
Absolutely.
That is a fact, an absolute fact. No matter what anybody will tell you, they think there's no money to be made in real estate. No, there is plenty. There's plenty of it. Yeah. And there's plenty of homes.
Whether the market's up or down.
It's true. You always need a home. People are constantly building. That's what we do,
Making it work. And today I want to go over something that could change your life. It's going to be exciting. Recently I was asked to speak at this motivational seminar. And this seminar was all about, how you build growth and all these things. And I wanted to know, and I asked all the people in the audience, I said, I want to see you raise a hands of how many of you could come up on this stage right now and talk about yourself for 15 minutes. And just about everyone raised their hands up. And I said, whoa. I want to know about you. I don't want to hear about your job, what you do, who you're married, how long, your kids, the soccer game, all that stuff I don't want to know about. I want to know about you, what makes you tick. I'm talking about what makes you grumpy in the morning, what you love, crave ice cream, love, what makes you excited, what makes you angry. And when I said that, then 90% of the people put their hands down. In this audience, that is for growth and development and for success. And I thought, how in the world does so many people not know about themselves or not want to talk about themselves? We work so much on the outside of us, but we don't focus a lot on the inside, the mental, what makes us tick, what makes me me. I get excited when I go traveling. I love to do extreme sports. There's just so many things that I've written down about myself to get to know me and to know yourself. is really how you answer the questions that come up later.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to go do that course because I'm physically not fit. You got to know your limits, right? You got to know mentally who you are. Or I need to go do that course because I need to get mentally fit or physically fit.
Yeah.
There's so many sides to each side of this. But if you know the answer for yourself and who makes you and what makes you tick, it's going to make your life so much easier. And I know it's much harder for ladies, believe it or not, because they're so nurturing in many aspects. They want to take care of their kids. They want to take care of their school or their job. It means so much to them, or their marriage. They want to focus on that.
By nature. By nature.
And they're not taking the time to focus on themselves. Of course, they go do the workout and they do this, but what it is inside them that mentally makes them happy. So if you know what mentally makes you happy, then you should constantly work on that, right? Hey, I want to go do this because this makes me happy. Not just dopamines and things like that.
Yeah.
Things that
Positive things. Yeah.
Pleasure makes you happy. Exactly. Men are more driven towards their career security and their stability. And that's just a forceful thing most of the time. Nature, naturally how that comes into play, but not all men. And that brings us to this question that we take the time out of our day. We should, because to find out what we need to do. And when we come to self-defense, the one question that you need to ask yourself and why is, can you be the one to protect your family in a crisis, in some kind of home invasion? Are you mentally and physically capable? And when we have these classes and these courses, they're geared towards asking that question. So the couples that come in, you'd be so surprised at how many men said, I just mentally can't do it. I will freeze. And if they freeze up, they can't sit there and take care of their family. And that means something bad can happen to him and the rest of their family because they don't have someone at the door taking care of the situation. So many more of the wives or the mothers are the ones to step up saying, I can physically walk by, or if a home invasion happens or occurs, I can stop the threat. And every day I can walk by the kitchen going, yep, that's where I eliminated that bad guy right there. Because you're going to see that image over and over and over in your head.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to know, I can walk by that every day and still keep going forward. Because you got to know who you are and if you can or can't physically stop the threat or mentally.
Definitely. And I think that goes back to what we were saying about the females. It goes to back to that nurturing role. Even in nature, you look at like the lionesses, the female lion. They're the ones that go out and hunt and do the killing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They protect the babies. It's the natural instinct. It's not so much that I believe everybody has a fighter inside of them if you're pushed to the point. Some people can call upon it a little easier, but women naturally do it because if you threaten their cub, something's going to activate.
That's the end of the game.
Go and do it. A couple of things come to mind when you're talking about people wanting to come up and speak about themselves. Most people don't like nowadays to get too personal, which is bizarre because we live in a society where people are posting pictures of themselves, but they're not being their true selves. They're posting their highlights.
Right, the happiness.
There are a couple people though that overly vent on like social media, which I wish they wouldn't do that either. We got that side. There's always an extreme. There's always anomalies, right? I think the majority of people don't know themselves. They haven't taken the time to like self-reflect and really ask themselves those questions that you were saying.
Right. And, going back to the mom thing again, real quick, you mess with a mom and her cubs are there. That's game on. Most moms will be the one to take care of it mentally and physically. And that's why I'm seeing more and more ladies saying, I will be the one to step up. I will be the one to protect the home. The father will sit in the back and protect the kids if he can. He needs to be mentally and physically capable of calling 911, going over the situation. What's the best way to enter the home for the police department? What everyone's wearing so you don't shoot your wife or the husband in there or the kids. So you got to give them all the best details. But exactly right. That's where we're at right now. Is I was recently invited to this event the other night, and I was looking forward to it. I couldn't wait to go. I was so excited. A couple things happened that went bad in my life just recently, and I just really wasn't going to be able to go because I didn't want to put on a fake smile going, hey, you know how sometimes we have to put on that fake smile?
Yeah.
But this was at an event where I had to shake hands and talk to everybody. I just said, you know what? I'm going to have to sit this one out because I didn't want to put on some kind of mask saying, hey, I'm always okay.
You don't want to be fake. Yeah.
And I just said, you know what? I'm going to sit this one out because I wanted to focus on myself and grieve the part that I needed to grieve for the people that just passed away. So, You just got to be you. And like you said on social media, you look at it and that kind of makes people sad because you're thinking, wow, everyone's having a great time. Everyone's doing amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone's buying their dreams and are coming true. Why isn't mine?
Yeah.
And that makes people sad.
Yeah, it is. And but I was trying to reflect on when society became like this, but this has been going on for a while now. So before social media, you had billboards telling you what the perfect body's supposed to look like and stuff, when you go to the mannequins in the mall, and everything. So we're always just being told, like, essentially that we're not good enough. We want to be made sad so that we want to buy these things to make us happy. It's all consumer psychology.
Okay, we all want the Alex BlackBelt Lima body.
Yeah.
And that mentally, when you go work out at the gym, it makes you feel good, right?
Of course.
A lot of people go, "Oh, I don't want to go work out."
But then once you're there,
your endorphins, everything's pumping, your blood's going, and now you're thinking, "Oh, I'm doing good for myself."
Yeah, it feels great after, But yeah, back to the self-defense stuff. It's so important, man. It's always been important, but especially nowadays. There are some variables to like what you're saying. It's like you said, it's not all men and it's not all women. There's sometimes there's anomalies. A lot has to do with the way you were raised and the way you were taught as well. But I think everybody does need to sit down and self-reflect, especially if you live by yourself in a 1-bedroom apartment. Okay, well then you have no choice. You got to be the one fighting for your home. You're it, buddy. You and your cat, whatever it is, Yeah. But if you live in a household with a family or even some roommates and stuff, you do need to sit down and reflect on
that discussion.
Who should play what role in the event something was to happen. And if you are someone that you're not naturally a fighter, you're not trained, well, then you need to be the one that calls 911 and starts that action to get help coming on the way while the other person or the other people, barricade and do whatever. But you need a plan of action.
That's where you need to be true and honest to yourself, because not always is the man qualified to do it.
Yeah, don't let ego come into play.
Right.
Do not let ego come into play.
Can't. Mm-hmm. And this is about protecting your family. Let me just go over this fact with you. That's why we want you to have a home invasion plan.
Yeah.
That's what we offer for you. A lot of it is in free seminars. We go over how to make you and your home a hard target. This is free. I just had another seminar just the other day at the hotel across the street. That was with our attorney, and they're talking about what you need to do and what you need to say if you do come in conflict, a home invasion. How do you do this? If you had to eliminate a threat, to not make sure you're putting yourself, even though it was a justified shooting, in the line of, oh, I did this because I just wanted to kill somebody, right? Because that could put you into trouble. So the fun fact here is, not really fun, but every 30 seconds, there's 2 home invasions in this country right now. That's over 3,000 homes a day. And go ahead and Google this. And that's over 1 million homes a year. It's just a matter of time before someone kicks your door in, believe it or not. And they are not going after the slum neighborhoods anymore. They're coming after the good like the rich people's neighborhoods. We're a gun store. People come in all the time. I need a gun. I need to buy a gun. Why? What happened? People kicked in my door. It's a true story. We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
So have that home invasion plan. Make sure you know exactly what you need to do, and make sure and be honest, who is the one that's going to have to take care of the family.
Yeah, and your classes are amazing. I participate in them. I'm there all the time. And I don't think people realize how the extent you go to like recreate scenarios and situations. Like you'll set up, like if it's a coffee shop, and then something happens and you have to take cover and draw your weapon,
That was this last one.
Is that the one you just did last time? We
did the restaurant one.
Yeah. So the restaurant one, I know for a fact you've done like, hey, you even set up like a bed, like if you're doing like a bedroom,
at your home.
You have to drill these scenarios. It's just like when we're doing, mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu and stuff. We're playing these scenarios. We're putting ourselves in these bad spots, quote unquote, and learning how to thrive and not just thrive, but survive and overcome in them.
Sure. If you came across that and someone did an arm bar, how do you get out of it? You don't know unless someone's done it to you. Just like in a home invasion plan, when you hear something, all you're going to be doing is going, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? If you don't have the plan, if you haven't practiced it and it doesn't become muscle memory, then you're going to worry and things are not going to go right. And I don't know how many times someone says in a 911 call, there is no one to be able to come right now. Hold on tight. You're the one that has to stop the situation right now. And you do. You are the first responder, no matter what. If it takes an officer to get there in 3 minutes, well, great. You know what? They're already gone in 3 minutes. So Make sure you can do your family justice by honoring your family, by speaking the truth, who's going to stop the threat and get the training. Practice the plan that we go over with you over and over until you can do it. Sometimes, in some of the plans, what I would have for my family is I say, hey, this is what happens. Someone's out there. Everyone's already doing their thing. They're not really calling 911, but they're on there. They're talking about, hey, this is what's going on. This is the best way. We heard it coming through the garage, so you're going to come in through the back entrance. How do you get through the back entrance? All these things that we need to go over. Where we go, barricade ourselves in, because we don't want anyone to have a problem. Now, if the threat comes upstairs to my house, now I know I have to.
Yeah, now you have to activate. You have to take action.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah, I think people grossly overestimate their confidence to handle a situation, or to believe that, just, hey, we don't got to worry about that. We're good with how we are. We got it covered. And they grossly underestimate the likelihood and ability that something could actually happen to them, or very close to them, something that's going to hit close to home.
I think that the big reminder is right now, when a hurricane hits, if you're not prepared for it, if you don't have your medicines, if you don't have all the phone numbers, and it happens, now you're out of luck.
Yeah, after the fact is always too late. All right, good stuff here with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. I'm your host for the day, Alex Lima, with BlackBelt Fitness and Martial Arts Club. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, more with Thomas King. Stay tuned.
Online at consumerqb.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking with us. We're back. I'm your host for the day, Alex Lima, filling in for your consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. In studio here with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. Real quick, before we get back to Thomas, I'd like to highlight some of the properties available from the Platinum MVP team over at Keller Williams. We have 221 Howard Drive in Bel Air Beach, Florida. You hear Brandon say this one a lot. He really loves it. He loves it when it's by the water. He loves these properties. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,463 square feet. I don't know what I would do with that much space, but I'm sure I'd figure it out. Exclusive Bel Air Beach location, gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances. Got a saltwater pool. That's awesome. Help you float. Good for the joints, good for the muscles. 100 linear feet of waterfront right there on deep water. And in the historic Howard Drive boasts one of the highest land elevations in the area. So you're good when it starts to rain a little bit. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. Another property available from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. We got 5198 40th Street in St. Pete, another St. Pete Pinellas location. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 3,026 square feet. Beautifully renovated interior. It's got a screen-in back patio, spacious living room, open floor plan. Beautiful home right there, 5198 40th Street, St. Pete, Florida. Right here in the Bay Area. Check it out. You can see all the properties available to you from Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Thomas King, what's up, my man? Keep educating us.
This is so unusual, but on the way over here, I saw this guy driving, and he had this antenna on his car, and I couldn't tell what flag it was, but underneath it was the American flag. And I didn't know if most people probably don't know this, but it's a federal law that you cannot fly a flag on top of or higher than the American flag.
Correct.
You can fly one, level to the American flag, but do you know the only flag that you can fly on top of legally, the American flag?
Mm-mm.
It is the naval Christian pennant flag.
Really?
Yep, that's the only one that is still in the law that you can fly above it. So
why is that?
Why
did that one get the pass?
I do not know. You know what? I'm going to Google that. Or if you're listening, go ahead and take a Google on that and find out. Call us up, let us know, because I really don't know. But I know that's the only one you can.
The American flag is always supposed to be the first one. I've never heard that about the other one, but I know the American flag is always supposed to be the first one. It's supposed to be above the others, or if it's level, it needs to be the first one into play. Like even at my location that I had on Waters when I had my big warehouse, we have the flags. I had the flag set up of like basically the styles of how we train. So I had like the Thai flag,
nice, yeah.
Brazilian flag, obviously my Cuban flag,
right.
But the American flag came first. And you're also supposed to, if you hang it, vertically, you're supposed to have the stars facing in the appropriate
or if it's
direction.
On your shirt,
yes,
your stars always have to face forward.
Yeah. You're a real American, man.
I love seeing the flags flying, on the street. Some of them are huge. It's just beautiful to me.
It really is.
Patriotic.
The American flag is so beautiful, and I wish it got the respect and love that it deserves. I don't know why we've gone away from it, but we need it back.
If you're an immigrant, if you're here illegally, legally, or you were born here, you should honor your flag. This is an amazing country.
Respect
you should be
the house.
honored that you live here right now, because right now we are probably one of the only ones that have a great freedom in this country that we love to give. So
that's why they're all coming here.
Right?
Yeah.
We were just voted number one by Tampa Bay Times, the number one shooting range store and academy. We offer over 40 different types of classes. I just want to go over this with you. We have 20 different instructors. These are licensed and certified NRA or USCCA or both instructors. We do pistol, rifle, shotgun. We do home defense courses. We do free seminars. You can go to ffatampa.com or call us at 813-221 FIRE, or come by at 13317 West Hillsborough Avenue. We're right by the flea market over there. We're a 20,000 indoor shooting range and store. We offer basically every type of firearm. We have firearms, so if you think affordability is the problem for you, go ahead and check us out because we have used firearms, we have rental firearms, and our classes mainly start at $50.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than affordable. It's more than reasonable. The value that you bring is incredible. I myself will testify to that. I've been there. I have trained there. I have purchased firearms from there, and I've always had a stellar experience with you and your staff. Thomas, you're awesome, man. Thank you for always helping us out and all the charitable things you do. And stay blessed, man. I hope things go your way. And I'm sorry for your recent loss.
Thank you,
okay?
Thank you, and God bless America.
Yes, sir. God bless America, the USA. Thanks for sticking with us. We're going to be right back with Sean Febre of Febre Frameworks. Don't go anywhere. He's gonna fill us in. I'm gonna see if I can maybe coerce him into maybe doing the next segment entirely in Spanish. We'll see what happens there. Anyways, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. Go to consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Alex Lima here, filling in for your Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. You know me, Alex BlackBelt Lima with BlackBelt Fitness and Martial Arts Club here in the Bay Area. In studio today with Sean Febre of Febre Frameworks and other ventures he's gonna break down for us. But before we get started, you know what we do? We go ahead and we introduce you to some of the properties available from the Platinum MVP team over at Keller Williams. We have 13651 Croft Drive in North Largo. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, 1,066 square feet. It's minutes from the beautiful Indian Rocks Beach, not just Indian Rocks Beach, the beautiful Indian Rocks Beach. Upgraded luxury vinyl flooring throughout. It's got a natural lit living room with sliders to a screened-in patio and fence backyard. Awesome. Those sliders are amazing. The screened in is amazing because you don't want to get eaten up by bugs here in Florida, right? That's one thing we got. We got some bugs that like to eat on our flesh here, right? Kitchen has a new stainless steel appliances with white cabinets and spacious island. The bathrooms showcase new tile, countertops, cabinets, and high-end finishings. That's 13651 Croft Drive in Largo, Florida, right there, minutes from the beautiful Indian Rocks Beach. We also have, 17441 Dansville Drive in Spring Hill, Florida.
God, those pictures look amazing.
County. How about that? Man, I'm going to have to, you know what? Look at those pictures. They are majestic, I would even say. Yeah. I would describe them as majestic.
Magisterial.
Ooh, I like that one. That's a good one, buddy. All right, 17441 Dansville Drive, Spring Hill, Florida. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 960 square feet manufactured home. It's sitting on 1 acre, zoned AR. Awesome. Primary has an in-suite with double sink vanity. Kitchen is equipped with stainless steel appliances. New septic and drain fields are replaced in 2022. It's got an in-ground pool with screen enclosure. This home is beautiful in Spring Hill. And you can see the beautiful pictures brought to you a la, I'm going to take a guess here, Febre Frameworks.
Woo, woo.
What? In here. All right. 17441 Dansville Drive in Spring Hill, Florida. Check out all of the properties available to you, from Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Mr. Febre, ¿cómo estás, mi amigo?
Estoy bien. How are you?
Pretty good, my man. Pretty good. What's going on? What's up in your world?
All right. Well, naturally, Febre Frameworks, it's doing great. Business has been running for about 8 years, and the team over at our office, they do a phenomenal job. And if you need any real estate marketing needs, call them.
Definitely.
At 813-906-8300.
Febre Frameworks. Yeah. Let me ask you, so those pictures there for that property there in Spring Hill, did you personally take those, or do you know, I
can't give you any secrets, Alex. I can't let you know where I'm at any point in time. But no, I did not personally take them. No,
I feel cheated. I didn't get an actual Sean Febre photo.
You didn't get a Febre.
No, I didn't get a true Febre. Febre-esque, but not Febre.
But the thing is, they're all trained in the Febre way. They are Febre certified photographers. So if they don't shoot our way, it is a no way.
I love it. That's good, man. That's
so,
good.
Man, and we've been doing good, and I had to pull out of a couple markets due to the economy, like the Panhandle in South Florida southeastern Florida.
You mean as
Miami.
far as like driving out there to take the pictures and stuff like that?
Well, we employ photographers in those areas.
Oh,
right?
okay, I got you.
So in those areas, we pulled out just because the market wasn't
hitting.
Yeah, exactly. So other than that, I mean, we're at an all-time profitability standpoint, very high, and unfortunately, inflation has kind of contributed to that because we had to raise our prices.
It's hit all of us, man. You have to do what you have
So,
to do.
I mean, it's like, okay, we raise our prices. Yeah, we make more profits. But the thing is, the dollar doesn't stretch as far. So we're kind of not really making more money.
You essentially raised it just to be able to continue maintaining what it was prior.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. People don't get that. Yeah.
Every business, I mean, tries to maintain a 20% profitability margin.
Sure.
Depending upon what industry you're in.
Yeah.
I'm sure tech probably is, way more than that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But and then we also started Happy Hour Holidaze a year ago. It's been over a year.
When's the anniversary? When is the actual?
It already passed July
July
17th.
Right. Well, happy anniversary to that.
Yeah, and we've had over 500,000 views now on all our content across all our platforms.
Nice.
And we're about to hit 100,000 views on YouTube, so they're going to send us a little plaque. I can't wait for that.
That's awesome, man. Congrats on that.
I've seen a couple other channels that have done things similar, but it took them, 5-6 years. So we grew that quickly.
It was all a dream. I used to
Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper, and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Shout
awesome.
out Biggie Smalls,
Yeah,
R.I.P.
No doubt, notorious. Rest in peace.
And now what we're also
what do you think contributed to that? Let's pause on that for a second. What how do you think?
My exceptional marketing background.
Okay. No, honestly, yeah.
No, that's 100% it.
Yeah.
I mean, what I like to do is I like to look at trends and what people view the most on like reels and things of that nature.
As you should. You should do comparisons for your industry.
So then what I do, well, not even so much that, like if you just look at the reels and how they make them. And
I'm saying any business, any entrepreneur, like to relate it to entrepreneurship, if you want to be competitive or you want to know how to rise above or just be relevant, you have to do comparisons to what other people are doing in your industry.
Yeah. And pattern recognition, right?
Yes.
What are they doing? They're starting the video on a hook that usually the hook is at the end of the video and it loops around and they just replay over and over again because it seems like the video is never ending until they realize, okay, look, I've already seen this video, but they may have gotten 3 or 4 views on it already just from that one person. That's what contribute, and not making it too long either. I mean, I don't know about you. I doom scroll in Instagram and TikTok and all that thing, all those things. And what I've noticed is that they're not very long. They're short. They're probably like 15 seconds at most. So
for the reels, for the shorts,
because our podcasts are, man, they're like an hour to an hour and a half long. Yeah, we get a lot of views on those too, but not as much as our reels.
Yeah, the initial bite is coming from the reels.
And then our audience retention throughout the podcast episode is probably up until the 15-minute mark, where you have 75% of users still viewing that podcast, right? But then it drops off significantly. And once you get to the 1 hour and 30-minute mark, you may only have like 10% of your audience still watching.
Sure. Yeah, there's going to be drop off.
Yeah.
People get busy watching the video, or they're just
or they don't have time.
They saw what they wanted to see. Or
Exactly. But and then we also have it on all the audio platforms, Spotify, Apple, used to be Google Podcasts, but now it's through YouTube. And having that kind of exposure to people that are just driving in their car, they don't really have time to sit in front of a TV and watch it. They can listen to it, right?
Yeah.
So across all platforms, we have exceeded 500,000 views, and that's exciting. So that led to another business opportunity that me, my brother, and a guy by the name Vince Zamorano, he has a podcast also. It's called Youngest in the Yacht Club. We decided to partner up and design a studio to where we can rent it out to individuals looking to try and do this as well.
It's a shared space that you can utilize.
Exactly. And since he's been a Best of the Bay finalist for Best Podcast, and I've been a Best of the Bay honoree for Best Podcast, we decided, you know what, we could put our talents together and create this. So we're going to engineer it for you. We're going to do the audio work. We're going to do the video work. We're going to edit it for you. We're going to give you your reels. We're going to advertise it on socials for you if you would like to, depending on what package you choose.
Yeah, you have a proven successful model that now you can package.
And not only just one, but two, because of his podcast as well, right? So if we put our minds together, we could do it. It hasn't launched yet, but the name of it is Sabre Studios, spelled Sabre, which is a combination of his last name, Serrano, and our last name, Febre, nice. Sabre. It's kind of like from The Office, Sabre printers.
Yeah.
So cool. Sabre Suites.
That's really cool, man. When Febre Frameworks was your brainchild, and then that branched into you. I mean, your marketing, skills that you dug into and further honed and sharpened. Now you have your successful podcast, and now you have this other entity that's gonna take off. And it's just so amazing how in life things just kind of like, because all of these things led one to another. Yeah, it led one to another, and it all because you chose to follow that entrepreneurial spirit and like, yeah, man, I just don't want to be a slave to the system and just work this 9-to-5 thing.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I mean, if you're not your own boss, you're pretty much living in a system.
For sure,
you are a slave to the system. Exactly what you said. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we are discussing things that are succeeding. I mean, I've had failures in between these things.
Oh, no doubt.
I tried to start Febre University, which was to teach realtors how to photograph their own properties, and we'd edit it for them. Yeah. That one crashed and burned horribly. I mean, I started Priority pressure washing. I was literally out there pressure washing houses because I was like, I got one successful business. I want another one.
Of course. Yeah,
so then, exactly. And started investing into the equipment. I did it for about 7 months. I think in total, it probably generated like $50,000, which isn't bad,
not terrible.
Right?
Yeah, that's good.
For 7 months of work, and it was just me out there. I mean, I had people that invested in that with me as well. Blake Knotts, who's been on this show before, but he's no longer with Febre Frameworks, and my brother also invested in it. And I was like, okay, well, as long as you run Febre Frameworks, I'll try to get this off the ground. And that was terrible, man.
It's a lot of hustle and grinding.
So I started it in October when it was kind of cold. Yeah. And then in July of the next year, dude, I've lived in Florida my entire life, but I've never worked outside. And as soon as that started happening, I was like, dude, I can't do this.
And tell me the summers aren't getting hotter. Like, it is hot, man.
Hot. Well, I think that's all subjective. I don't know if it is getting hotter, if it's not getting hotter. Is it a record high in Tampa right now? I don't know. I can't say it is.
Yeah, I think they're getting hotter, man. Because I remember when I was a little kid, or maybe just we were more tolerant of it.
Are you from Tampa?
Yeah, well, Tampa and Miami. I grew up in Tampa and Miami. Yeah, so probably the two hottest places as far as heat index goes, especially Miami. Miami cooks. You literally have iguanas that died in place on the sidewalk, fried to a crisp that you can just pick up, throw some ketchup on, and eat. Right? Don't do that. I'm not recommending that. Please, just no. I'm being facetious there.
Not endorsing it.
Not endorsing it. But hey, if you're hungry, do what you got to do, I guess. But yeah, man. No, it's just
Are you
amazing.
A climate change kind of guy? Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all. I mean, here's the realities of that. I think everything is grossly exaggerated. But for a fact, like, places that are like, say, the Arctic Circle or whatever, because of heat, there is some that has melted. I mean, that's true. That's just going to happen. Heat comes, ice melts, there's more water. That's just natural. But it's not to the point where we're going to have, what was that John Cusack movie, or like The End of Days, where water's just going to take over. Yeah, stuff like that. 2012 passed, so I guess we made it, right? We doubled it. So, no, I'm not so deep on that wormhole. But I think if anything, climate heat. Becoming more hotter, pollution and things like that has to do with just human beings being like savages.
What ended the last ice age?
A cancer to this planet, and like all the extra pollution and stuff.
What ended the last ice age? There was no pollution from humans. What ended the last?
Wasn't it a dinosaur fight club? I think it was a dinosaur fight club. And now they ruled each other out. They just ate each other. Game of Thrones type stuff.
Then in the ice age,
yeah.
So if humans weren't around polluting the earth at that time, what ended the last ice age?
Well, what do they say that was? What is it now? It's polluting cow farts.
Cow farts, the methane from cows. Yeah.
So if cow gas was bad, imagine what a T-Rex was ripping. Yeah, but let's get back on track here. So with the shared space, am I lying? You can imagine. I wasn't there. I can't prove it, but you can only imagine.
Could you imagine a T-Rex fart?
It would be pretty bad.
That's pretty good.
So with this shared space, when's that gonna pop off for you? You said it's in the works. So you're creating the website right now. How deep into this are we?
So we have the entire space already created. It's set for 4 individuals, 4 microphones. We got 5 cameras, 1 for each guest.
Is that your current setup for your podcast?
Yeah, but this is in a different room in our office. So.
But I'm saying, like you personally, like you guys, you do 4 mics, or what do you guys usually do?
So we have a 4 mic setup on the other side as well. But we don't have the kind of equipment that we have in the new setup. We have all 4K cameras with a 6.5 wide angle Lumix.
Nice.
Also, I think it's like a BH1 or something like that.
Yeah, good stuff.
And we have all the equipment. We have everything set up. We have started recording. We have had people rent it out. We just haven't been advertising it because we want to get all the operational efficiencies in order.
Sure.
So it's going to start with our website, which I'm currently building. I started it yesterday. It should be done probably next week. And then we are going to have it where people can book online. It's going to be a webhook with Calendly, which we found to be the most efficient one. And then people will be able to pay, book it, and then show up. And then we'll also have an engineer present.
So it'll be like one-stop shop. They click on it, they book it, they get it all set and done. It's basically just got to show up.
That's it. Yep.
That's cool, man.
And if, a spot is booked up, then of course they can't show up, but it's also going to be blocked off. So
sure.
We're on the back end of the business plan, but we're implementing all the necessities to make it an efficient business. And I've already done the projections for the year, and I'm a conservative projectioner, so it's not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah, but it's a start.
But it could be surpassed in 6 months. Who knows?
Yeah, it's true.
And then we're going to throw marketing at it, and we'll see what happens. I mean, this is the first time I'm talking about it. Ever.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show.
QB quarterback.
You see where the magic happens. That's awesome. I want to hear more about it. Let's dig a little deeper when we come back from this commercial break. So stay tuned, guys. ConsumerQB.com. Alex Lima, Sean Febre. Let's see what happens next. Let's talk about some dinosaurs.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back in studio, Alex Lima with Sean Febre here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Before we get started, get back to Sean, we have 5601 Blackfin Drive in Newport Richey. Got a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,710 square feet. It's a 3-story townhouse. That's pretty big, stacked up there. 3-story townhouse. Covered lanai, fenced deck with brick pavers. You can get in through the front gate. It leads to a covered patio, and the upper levels can be accessed via stairs or a private elevator. I mean, this place is really, really nice. 5601 Blackfin Drive in Newport Richey, Florida. Not far from that water. The sugar, what does Brandon say? The sugar sand beaches and dolphin-filled waters here in Florida.
How much is that one going for?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I mean, a 3-story townhouse. I mean, that's nice. Look at that. That one's been done right too. Look at the kitchen.
And the amenities look good too.
It looks really nice. It looks really, really clean. It looks really clean. Did Febre take that picture? Is that why you're pumping it up there? Here we go. No, but whether they took the picture or not, this is a beautiful looking home. So 5601 Blackfin Drive. You can see all the properties available to you from Brandon and Lindsay at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got a couple minutes left here with Sean Febre. Let's get back. So Happy Hour Holidaze. You have several episodes. You guys have been out for a while. You got all these views and stuff like that. From the perspective of yourself doing the show and the people that you've had on, just some moments maybe where like somebody was talking, whoever you brought in, and like educated you. Like, how many of those moments have happened where you've been like, man, this is like, there's some deep stuff happening here. Or like, whoa, man, I'm really learning something right now.
So one of the guests that we've had on regularly, his name is Steve, and he's a lawyer, and he has been on probably 3 or 4 times.
What kind of law?
So he's a business lawyer.
Okay. So
he talks a lot about contract law and things of that nature.
Okay.
And he has been nothing but a plethora of knowledge, man. This guy he's remarkable. He also is a little bit of a JFK conspiracy theorist.
Okay. So it makes it interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting listen.
It was like, hey, it wasn't 2 shooters, it was 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so he makes it interesting. Another one that I really enjoyed was William Golston from the Bucks.
Okay.
So he's a defensive end, I believe, for the Bucks, and we asked him what the first thing he bought on his when he signed his rookie contract.
Like when
right?
he first got a good check.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was living out of his car, signs the deal, and he said,
life-changing.
I went to the candle store and I bought a bunch of candles.
Okay.
I completely did not
Off the wall.
expect him to say that.
Yeah.
And we've had Brian Tibbs from the Patriots. That guy, he was a funny guy. He's about to be back on probably next week. We pre-record our episodes, so they're not released the day we record.
Of course. They take some
But he had good stories about Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. I mean, the guests that we get, they're all over the spectrum. I mean, we've had a lot of athletes, we've had a lot of business professionals, and we've had people that you wouldn't even expect to be on there. We had a guy, Steve Hollingshead, who is a Ybor Tampa historian. He's not even from Tampa. He was a former Green Beret. For whatever reason, he can't talk about those stories.
Those things,
Even though I think the statute of whatever confidentiality is exceeded, he just doesn't like to.
Yeah, there's just still some things.
But I mean, this guy knows all about the Ybor tunnels. I mean,
we have an insane history here in the Bay Area. We got the Cigar City Mafia. I mean, between mafia type stuff, and then just the history period of original migrants that came through legally in the right way. Have literally paved the grounds here. I mean, Ybor City is almost as historic as it gets around here.
Dude, It was so weird because the day I released that episode, I started releasing shorts. And I was releasing shorts that were talking about the mafia.
Okay.
And I go to Carrollwood Country Club, which used to be a former hangout of, I don't know if it's the Traficantes, but it was of...
But it was a prominent place.
Where mafiosos would go.
Meet, yeah.
And sure enough, the next day that I go there are two guys that are in the mafia asking me questions, right?
Wow.
Nothing crazy like, oh, did you release this or did you release this?
Yeah.
They just happen to be, I'm from so-and-so mafia or whatever. And I'm like, what? Maybe I shouldn't have released that episode. But I mean, they were really kind,
Yeah.
And
it's just
don't hurt me.
Yeah, that goes to show you with your medium and platforms, guys, you never know who's listening and just how far it will go. Myself included, from being on the Consumer Quarterback Show and then just my stuff on social media. I've touched out and I have trained clients in via Zoom and stuff in like Germany and Italy and stuff like that. I've had an international client base that I've never would have fathomed and it's all just by putting your content out there. That's one thing. I think people just don't be scared. Put your content out there. If you have a product or you have a story to tell and you believe in it, why not let people know about it, right?
Yeah.
Sean Febre, how do people reach you, buddy?
813-906-8300, Happy Hour Holidaze, spelled DAZE.com, FebreFrameworks.com, and soon to be SaberSweets.com.
Yeah, let us know when the Saber Sweets drops, man. We'll have to come by and take some pictures.
Still need to get you on there.
Anytime, brother. Hit me up. Anytime.
We're gonna do it right now.
All right, guys. Thanks for being with us. We always challenge you to go out there and commit a random act of kindness. We need more positivity and good vibes in the world, and that's what I try to be about, and that's what I try to pass on and preach to others. We had Sean Febre, we had Thomas King for the Firearms Academy. You had myself, Alex Lima, filling in for Brandon BRimes. We appreciate you. We love you. Check us out on YouTube and go to consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon BRimes.